All right. So today we're going to be updating the Machop line, all specifically the back sprites. So I've already done and I've already showed the front sprites. I included that in the thumbnail. Just making, because I'm making the Machop line fighting electric. So I'm increasing the yellow on the like fins on the head of the Machop line. And then I'm also adding a couple lines to it. So I'll quickly show you what that looks like. So this is fighting electric, and it's a more yellow head, blue eyes, and also blue on the belt instead. That's just you can see my color scale over here. That is the blue I used. And then the red lines on Machop are actually changed to yellow. So that's what we're going to be doing. And what I did to achieve this is I actually just took like colors from Jolteon. I took two. I took Jolteon and Rotom. That's where the blue comes from. And it was really just to just because I didn't want to go through and pick the various shades of a color when there were already like shading references I could use. And also I wanted to see what electric Pokemon looked like, so I went with a classic yellow and then a blue electric, which how I currently have it set up, a shiny variant for fighting electric will go more with the blue instead of the yellow. I fully recognize that this also could look like ice. But anyways, so that's what we're going to be working on, and the first thing I'm going to do is get all of these colors and add them in to... Ooh, I'm zooming in. Yeah, get all of these colors from Jolteon and transfer them over to our Machop line. I'm always looking for fun soundtracks to listen to while I work on my game. And this time I went with Mario Odyssey, which I don't think I've talked about on stream, but I got it, played it, loved it. I have not 100%ed that game because that's a lot. And honestly, like, they definitely went for quantity over quality, where like you can, you know, like there's so many moons that you can find in Mario Odyssey, but besides that, like just how the game played, I love 3D Mario, so I thoroughly enjoyed it. Nope, I do not have the sample color tool, because we just took that, which I think is the lightest yellow. And now we need the next one. Which I think is here. Let's take that. That's a pretty big jump in color. We'll see if it looks good on the Machop. So I just did that one. Now I think this is the next one. Nope, it is the same. Really, that's the same? I think I just pulled this. Okay. Okay, so we need to pull a different one. I'd guess this is the next one. And then I think this is just black. Yeah. By the way, this is not like a playlist of music. This is literally just the OST. So we're gonna hear everything. When you get a moon, random like one-off sound segments. I'm pretty sure this is like when you're controlling the Tyrannosaurus Rex. Okay, so real quick, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 colors that I need to change the head on this. Man, I'm making this harder than I need to, I think. I wonder if... Nope. I wonder if the back and the front use the same colors. I wonder if I can just copy this. Okay. No. You just want to select. This shouldn't be hard. Usually, I copied them over from the other ones when I was doing this like 2 weeks ago. By the way, I talked with my neighbor about the rodent problem in the neighborhood. And he's also seen the marmot in the neighborhood. And he actually knows a guy who... Those are different colors, so I can't just rip what I had before. Dang. Well, could I? I just need one more in the scale. I think I'll do it. He knows a guy who... Like he's had this problem before with animals in the neighborhood. Is that just the same color? I feel like nothing changed. That is just the same color. Is that really correct? There should be some sort of update here. No, I think that just is the right color. It's not. Okay, good. He's actually had a rodent problem before, and he has a friend with a trap, so he's gonna set something up. From what I understand, it's not gonna kill the marmot, which, like, honestly, with how big those things can get, I can see why. Like, you'd hate to have something that big dead in your neighborhood. Super Mario Odyssey had the Luigi's balloon game in it. I don't know what it's officially called, Luigi's Balloon Adventures. And that was honestly pretty cool. It just the maps I didn't feel like were actually big enough for meaningful change, like for meaningful locations, you know. There would always be like three best locations, and they were never close. So like you'd be browsing like balloons and you just be like, okay, yeah, like the top ones are all in this location, and then all you need to do is learn how to get there, and then you can start clearing out the best hiding spots. I wish... What I wish they did is you could choose where you started and where you ended, instead of having the same starting position. I think that would have given some really good, like, depth to the challenges, because then people could come up with even more creative things. And then people could even just be like, look, I want to start at where the ship lands, and I want to end where you fight Bowser, so you just need to, like, run through the entire level faster than me. But instead, because everyone starts in the same spot, it gets old a lot faster. Oh my gosh. Guys, the Hawkeye trailer came out today. And, I mean, honestly, I had no idea. Really, like, I knew the basics. I was like, okay, it's gonna be like this new Hawkeye taking over sort of story. And I was honestly under the impression that it'd be like his daughter. But I guess it makes sense that his daughter wouldn't really know about his double life. But that trailer is wild. I would recommend just like pulling it up right now, watching it, and then coming back, because I'm gonna start describing things that happen in this trailer, and you're gonna be like, what on earth is going on? So, and I'm not saying these things like it's bad. Like, this isn't like a guaranteed this movie is going to suck, or the TV show. It's not what I'm saying at all. It's just really, really out there, because the Hawkeye series is going to be a Christmas special. And it's like this I'll be home for Christmas like storyline mixed with like this father's dark past is caught up with him. And it's just like, it's just tonally it's bonkers, because it's simultaneously like it's intentionally campy. That's just what it is. I think that's the best way to say it too. It's honestly, it is just, and they, like, I feel like they know. They're just like, yeah, we're just having fun with this. Like, screw everything. You know, we're gonna have the tagline, this Christmas, like, this present comes in a bow or something. Like, who cares? And like, it's honestly really enjoyable, while at the same time just being like, whoa, I can't believe that they're going in this direction. Here we go. Are we done with the sprite? Yeah. Can't even really see the it's a little bit more yellow. And that's the thing. I'm thinking about making Machop just fighting type and not even get fighting electric until it evolves. Nah, I'm not gonna do that. That won't be as fun. Okay. But things in the trailer that I'm just like, okay. So Hawkeye takes his family to New York for Christmas. Okay, so it's in New York. Like, I'm making up for lost time. This is going to be the best Christmas, like, thing. And then he's like, oh, something came up in work. I need to leave. And he, like, turns to his daughter and he's like, I promise I'll be home for Christmas. Which is just, like, the classic Christmas trope, you know, where there's the dad who's just too busy and overworked, who needs to, you know, go do something absolutely critically important at the expense of his relationship with his children, which is just like literally like every 90s dad story ever told, and like every Christmas movie that has like a dad as a lead character. And so it sets that up. But like, it's just something, while they're in New York, he takes his family to see the the Captain America musical, and it shows like shots of them like going to the theater, and then it shows like a shot from like the stage, and it's like this big stage production of the first Avengers movie, like Battle in New York, with like the lineup of lead heroes all in like all dressed up like Broadway, like finishing a dance number. And you're just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is real. Okay, there's the Machop back sprite. I deleted that. I'm gonna have to recreate it for the next one. That's okay. I already saved it. Okay. But yeah, and then it's, yeah, I like, and honestly, I don't think it's gonna be bad. Even though I was watching the trailer and I was like, what on earth is going on? Even with that happening, I was like, well, they're setting like expectations incredibly well. Like that's what trailers are for. If they showed it like it was this serious, it's like a comedy movie. It's like a comedy adventure. It's got some like buddy cop elements to it with like the like new Hawkeye and old Hawkeye working together. It's like it's really weird in the structure, but tonally you understand what it's going to be, and I think that's critical to its success. We'll see how good it is, but at least no one's gonna, at least I don't think anyone's gonna go in and expect it to be like, I don't know, I like as serious as Loki or Falcon and the Winter Soldier, where you just look at those and you're like, yeah, it's like they throw in jokes. I mean, Marvel gets criticized for all the jokes that they throw in, so they throw in these jokes, but at the end of the day, it still has like serious events happen in it. Why can't I find Machop? There it is. Right? So I think that'll be good, because honestly, a lot of people are gonna, like, a lot of people now know what to expect with it, and they're expecting a much more lighthearted TV series. Oh my gosh. Paint 3D, so I use Paint 3D because if I upload anything into Paint, the translucency of the backdrop disappears, and so then when I put it back into Pokemon Essentials, I'll have to update it, and mark like the white should be translucent, and so it's just easier because then I don't have to do that. The downside, though, is that the like bucket fill tool just doesn't do what it's supposed to do. Look at how garbage that is. Like, and that's the other killer thing, is like you can set your tolerance, right? And it's like, okay, I want 0 tolerance. I literally only want to change what is identical in color through this, and it doesn't do anything. And you're like, okay, 1. And it goes over. Like, why would you make a tool that does this? Who wants a tolerance level in fill? That's not what the tool is for. And then, like, what is this? What is this? Why would you do this too? Anyways, so that is the downside. So I'm stuck with a very meticulous trade-off here. And now that I've said it out loud, I'm wondering if I could just do it in Paint, and then once I'm done, bring it into Paint 3D, if that would be a faster way to update the background so it's not white and it's translucent. But anyways, that's what we're stuck with. That's what we're going to be doing today. And I'm taking a break from the eventing. I know that in the last stream we were like halfway through working on saving your little sister from a Voltorb. I realized when I get into the eventing stuff, I don't get to talk about just like what's going on as much, just because I'm talking like story. you know, we're writing things down. That definitely did not copy over. Right, I'm writing movement paths and what characters are going to say to each other, and so I just feel like I can't just talk as much as I previously have when we've just been designing maps and things like that. So, but next time I stream, we're gonna finish off the story event. What happens after you fight the Voltorb? And honestly, I also like stepping away from like eventing, because you get to see it with fresh eyes, which, like, when you're in the moment, you're trying to solve problems. You're thinking like, okay, I want this conversation to include these kind of elements. Like, this is how this character would sound, or this is how this character would act. Like, I'm sitting there and I'm trying to design like a character and giving them dialogue appropriate to that. But then when you come back after like a break and just see it with fresh eyes, you can look at it and say like, okay, like, that's like a little redundant, you know. I think the point is made already. I can trim down the dialogue, or I can say like, you know, that line doesn't really work. I can edit it. I can change it. And that's one of the great things about, like, just, well, I should say it this way. I've also realized to lower the stakes when I'm working on a personal project. Because I used to think, like, if I'm going to work on something, it's got to be perfect. And that's something that definitely you cannot do reliably in the world of, like, writing. If you're making a character, like, if you're writing, you have to get through it and then go back and polish and change and adjust. Otherwise... Oh, that's the same. Dang it, did I get this mixed up? No, that is right. These are different colors. Okay, that's the one I was just using. What's this darker one? Okay, darker one coming over here. But yeah, that is just, I feel like, general life advice that it honestly took me way too long to figure out. And honestly, I think a large part of that came from the fact that, like, in all of my schooling, you only really get one shot. You know, you sit for your exams once. You need to get it right. And there's like this immense pressure to nail it first try. And I mean, this was especially true for me in high school. My dad made it abundantly clear. Like literally when I entered high school, my dad was like, okay, these grades are gonna follow you for the rest of your life. which that is terrifying to tell, like, a teenager, because they're like, great, I'm gonna mess up on this geometry test, and then I'm not gonna get into college and I'm gonna be homeless. which is definitely how, like, that was definitely like the all or nothing mentality that I grew up in. That was the environment I grew up in. And so writing and creating, like making this Pokemon game even, has really helped me take a step back and realize, like, you know what? It doesn't have to be perfect first try. Like, I could get through this whole event and then down the road realize, oh, hey, like, it would be cool if I actually hinted at something that I haven't even thought of yet, but I think of when I'm eventing, you know, way down the line, and I'm like, oh yeah, I actually think that would work, and then I can go back and I can adjust and I can change it. You can continuously polish the system, and I think that's a much better just mentality, a much better approach to take for this sort of stuff. Okay, so we're done with the head for Machop, and now we need to do the red stripes. We need to turn those red stripes yellow. Then we also need to take care of his eyes. And I'm pretty sure with the red stripes, we go back to this bad boy. Let's see how it looks. We can always change it. Don't have to get it right the first time. It'd be nice to. This is one of my favorite songs from Mario Odyssey. It still has a lot of energy to it, but it doesn't seem as like high pressure as other songs. I can just like groove to it, you know? You know, when I was doing these sprites, I was debating making it so all of the line had the same color as Machop. Because honestly, I really like Machop's color. Machop has a really cool, like, purple skin, and, you know, Machop and Machamp are both gray. And so I was like, I could totally do that. I could make... I could make him purple. And then honestly, I didn't, because I was like, that's a pretty big time commitment for something that I don't know if it's really going to be a selling point. And maybe I'll do it. Again, it wouldn't be that hard to do. It's just how much time do I want to spend on this element of it. And honestly, this is why when I sat down to make my Pokemon game, I was just like, I am going to like maximize doing the things that I like and minimize doing the things that I don't like. And for me, making maps and eventing, I like. And so I designed a game that favored that. And it's not that I dislike this stuff that I'm doing right now, but I definitely recognize that it isn't. It's pretty mundane because I'm just transferring colors. It's not that hard, and I'm not an artist. I can't make like original pixel art for my game, but I'm not gonna sweat it. So, okay. Let's see if we can also knock out Machamp's back sprite. And then I'll probably do the shiny variants for the back sprites and stuff, just off stream. It's weird how, like, the characters continue to move farther and farther, like, over. If you just like look at Machop versus Machoke, they're like, you know, you're getting more of a profile view instead of a back view as Machop evolves. He's turning, he's just rotating. Weird things that you'd never notice until you sit down to recolor sprites. This is a fun song. I don't remember this in Odyssey. Is this like... It's called Steam Gardens Sherm. Don't know what that means. It's weird how Machop or Machamp gets like a beak. Right? Like that's... Unless it's like some Homer Simpson style like aftershave on your Machop. Your Machamp. I'm pretty sure it's like a beak thing. I don't know what else. It's really. I think they were just like, we're making a humanoid Pokemon. Let's not make it too humanoid. So, because I guess I mean I'm making fun of it for having a beak, but if Machop just had regular lips and like a normal face, I guess that would be worse. Here we go, boss fight. Whoa. Really just those three? We're already moving on to darker things. Wow. Oh, do you know why? Do you know, I was like, this is going really fast. And I was like, wait a second. Is that the same color? It's the same color. I was like, wait a second, I'm gonna have to draw original lightning bolts on the arms of Machop. That's gonna be fun. I think there are more shades in Machop than there are in Jolteon. Which I don't think I had that problem for the other. I keep saying Machop. Yeah, I don't think I had that problem with the other two that I was working on. But I just did this, and then I did this. Right, that's that one and that one. And then I did this dark one for just 3 spots. And now I'm to here for this really dark stuff. And that's not it. Boom. And that is already what they use here. So it's a little trippy. Because I don't need to change that. I need to come up with another color here. I mean, okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna Control Z, we're gonna undo those 3, and we are going to take what I used there, and we're gonna apply that to everything else, and then for those 3, we'll either just blend it and forget about them, or we are going to come up with an in-between color. This is a very relaxing song. So my nephews came over to visit. Am I overextending my... Nope, those match. My nephews came over to visit a week ago. I guess over the weekend. No, it was a week ago. And they're like the perfect age for Pokemon. In fact, they're playing on their mom's Game Boy Advanced, and one of them is playing Red, and the other one is playing Silver, which is just so cool. But they came over, and I like showed them the game I was working on, and they're like, "Whoa!" They're like, "Can you do Gigantamaxes?" And I was like, "I could." And they're like, "Can you do like Z moves?" And I was like, "I could." It's like, I can't do both though. And they're like, "Okay, well, Z moves. I'd like Z moves more." So now I feel this huge pressure to put Z moves into this game, but we'll see when we get there. No rush, no rush. But apart from that, there we go. There we go. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Apart from that, I was talking with them on Sunday. Yeah, and they were talking about like yeah, well, so he showed off his newest Pokemon card, which just brings joy to my cold dead heart, because I too had my Pokemon collection growing up, and I cherished those Pokemon cards and thought they were the coolest things ever. Anyways, they got into this little debate with their dad about if Mew or my brother was like, there's 150 Pokemon in Gen 1, and they're like, actually, you know how kids are, like little kids, you know, like everything has to be corrected. if it's about something they care about. If it's their room, they don't care. And he was like, actually there's 51. And my dad was and my brother was like, yeah, Mew, right? And they're like, no, Mewtwo. They're like, Mew was first and Mewtwo was second. And I was like, yeah, because Mewtwo was made from Mew. And then my nephew's like, yeah, my little brother's playing Pokemon Red right now, and he just read the journals that say they're in the jungle and they found Mew. And I was just like, oh, so they're on Cinnabar Island? And they lost it. It was so funny to see, because they were like, what? Like our uncle knows where the Pokemons come from? It's just so great to just like see that, like just that moment where they're like, whoa. I definitely scored cool uncle points, so I'm quite proud of that accomplishment. I felt like this side should be a little darker because it's the light's coming from the top, right? So that line's going to be in the shade, whereas this line is brighter because it's in the light. Those are his two fists where you really see the electric circles in his palms. And then we need the lines, and honestly the lines are on the back, but we'll do them. I told one of my coworkers that I make Pokemon games for fun. He was like, what? You know how you just like don't share some parts about your internet life with people, because like you get super sucked into like hobbies, right? And like everyone has their interests, these things that they care immensely about, right? And then everyone else is just like, you know, whatever. And this is one of those things where it's like, yeah, I know not a lot of people, basically no one cares, but this guy's cool. So I told him, and that's not gonna work. And I told him just a little bit about like how like RPG Maker works with Pokemon Essentials. And he was just like, why aren't we just making Zelda games? Why aren't we iterating like billions of Zelda games? And I was like, I'm sure it exists. Like there's ROM hacking for literally everything. You can ROM hack Pokemon, you can ROM hack Mario 64. I'm sure that you're just one Google away, one well-worded Google search away from finding out how you can make your own custom Zelda games. And now I'm curious. Now I'm curious to see how true that is, and what the Zelda fan game world looks like. Because I know an acceptable, in my opinion, amount about the Pokemon fan game world and the Pokemon ROM hack world. I get a couple updates, you know, on that stuff. But I've only heard about... Oh, well, I guess I have heard about things. I've heard about, like, the mod groups that are working on making Ocarina of Time multiplayer. And I think they had a playable demo, like, a couple years ago. I should look that up again and see what the status of it is. But yeah, so I'm sure it's out there. I'm sure we can get a hold of it. I'm probably actually, after I end stream, now that I've said this, I'm totally gonna look it up. It's too basic. I think that's it. I think that's updated Machamp. If honestly, if I don't like how it looks in game, I can always brighten the yellow marks. But it's a lighting thing, because on this one, in shade, I did some lighter here just for some contrast, so it wasn't one like monotone. But you can see like right here, it's in shade. It's all that tone. It's all that tone. And then there's a lot of the back of the hand stuff going on here, and you really only get that part of it that's not... I think it looks good though. And I can always change it later if it doesn't work out. I know, this was fun. This was a nice break from like the rigorous focus on the story events. I gotta talk a little bit more about what's going on in my head. So maybe I'll save doing the back sprites for when I need another break from eventing. Anyways, thanks for checking out the stream. As always, thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video.